What if your employer could pay for your car before the taxman ever sees a single dollar of your salary? That is exactly what a novated lease does, and most Australians earning over $80,000 a year have no idea they qualify. In this video, I'm breaking down the top 5 cars Australians are choosing for novated leases in 2025, and more importantly, what each one actually costs you out of pocket each week after the tax savings kick in. We are talking real numbers for someone on a $90,000 to $120,000 salary. Stay until the end, because the last car on this list is one most people overlook, and it might be the smartest pick of the lot. Before we get into the cars, a quick 60-second explainer, because the math only makes sense if you understand what is happening under the hood, so to speak. A novated lease is a three-way agreement between you, your employer, and a finance company. Your employer deducts your car payments directly from your pre-tax salary. That means you pay less income tax, and your repayments cover not just the car itself, but running costs too. Fuel or charging, registration, insurance, and servicing, all bundled into one weekly amount coming out before you are taxed. Here is the kicker. Electric vehicles and plug-in hybrids priced below the luxury car tax threshold, which sits at $91,387 in 2025, are completely exempt from fringe benefits tax, or FBT. That is the tax your employer would normally pay when they provide you with a benefit like a car. No FBT means the savings are enormous for EV drivers. For non-EVs, FBT still applies, but you can use the employee contribution method to offset it, and the pre-tax salary packaging still delivers meaningful savings. Typically 20 to 30% off the true cost of the car. Starting at number 1, and it is no surprise, the Tesla Model 3. Specifically, the 2025 Highland Refresh. The Model 3 has become the undisputed king of novated leases in Australia. And the reason is simple. It is FBT exempt. As an eligible EV under the threshold, every dollar of your lease payment comes out of pre-tax income, and there is zero FBT liability. The entry-level rear-wheel drive Model 3 starts at around $58,900 drive away in 2025. On a 5-year novated lease for someone earning $100,000 after salary packaging and the FBT exemption, you are looking at a weekly out-of-pocket cost of approximately $175 to $195 per week. And that figure already includes your comprehensive insurance, registration, and home charging costs. Compare that to financing the same car privately. You would be paying around $275 to $310 per week after tax. You are saving the equivalent of a Bali holiday every single year just by structuring the purchase correctly. The Model 3 also has rock-bottom running costs, no fuel, minimal servicing, and strong residual values that keep your lease payments low. Number 2 is the Toyota RAV4 Hybrid, and this one is for the person who wants real-world practicality and Toyota reliability without going full electric. The RAV4 Hybrid is not FBT exempt, it is not a plug-in, but it is one of the most popular novated lease choices in Australia regardless, because the numbers still work out very well under salary packaging. The GX grade starts at around $47,000 drive away. For a $100,000 salary earner on a 5-year lease, using the employee contribution method to manage FBT, you are typically looking at $195 to $220 per week all-inclusive, fuel, insurance, rego, and servicing bundled in. The real advantage here is supply. The RAV4 Hybrid is readily available from dealers across the country. It returns a combined fuel economy of around 4.7 litres per 100 kilometres, which is genuinely impressive for a mid-size SUV. And Toyota's reputation for holding residual value works directly in your favour when the lease ends. If you are not ready to commit to an EV and you want a car the whole family can use on weekends, the RAV4 Hybrid is arguably the most sensible choice on this list. Number 3 is the Tesla Model Y, the large SUV version of our number 1 pick, and it qualifies for the same FBT exemption. The standard rear-wheel drive Model Y sits at around $65,900 drive away in 2025, which keeps it comfortably under the $91,387 luxury car tax threshold. For someone on a $100,000 salary, Expect weekly costs of around $200 to $225 per week, all inclusive. Why does it rank below the Model 3? Purely price. The higher the vehicle cost, the higher the lease payments, even after tax savings. But if you need a 7-seat SUV, and many Australian families do, the Model Y delivers the same FBT-exempt benefit in a larger package. It also consistently ranks as one of Australia's best-selling vehicles outright, which means strong resale values and a well-established charging network to support it. Number 4, the Mazda CX-5. The choice for someone who wants premium feel at a mid-range price point and does not want to deal with charging infrastructure. The CX-5 Max Sport, one of the most popular variants, comes in at around $43,000 drive away. For a $100,000 salary earner, after salary packaging and the employee contribution method for FBT, weekly out-of-pocket costs sit at approximately $185 to $205 per week, all inclusive. The CX-5 is loved in Australia for its interior quality, refined ride, and punchy turbocharged petrol engine option. Residual values are strong. Mazda's service network is extensive, and the car is genuinely pleasant to drive every day. One thing to note, because the CX-5 is not an EV or PHEV, you will be using the employee contribution method to offset FBT, which adds a small layer of admin. Your Novated Lease provider handles this automatically, but it is worth knowing the structure. And the dark horse at number 5, the one most people overlook, is the BYD Atto 3. BYD stands for Build Your Dream. It is a Chinese EV manufacturer backed by Warren Buffett, and in 2020, the Atto 3 has quietly become one of the best value Novated Lease cars available in Australia. Here is why. The Atto 3 standard range starts at around $44,990 drive away. It is an eligible EV under the luxury car tax threshold, so it is completely FBT exempt. For a $100,000 salary earner, you are looking at weekly costs of approximately $155 to $170 per week, all inclusive. That is among the lowest on this list. You get a 420km WLTP range on the long-range version, a 5-star ANCAP safety rating, and a genuinely well-finished interior. BYD's warranty is 7 years on the vehicle and 8 years on the battery. The catch? Brand perception. BYD is new to many Australians, but the resale market is maturing fast. Dealer networks are expanding, and for a novated lease where residual value risk is managed through the lease structure, it is an outstanding entry point. If saving money is your primary goal, the BYD Atto 3 deserves serious consideration. So there you have it. 5 cars, real weekly numbers, and the tax framework that makes all of it possible. If you found this useful, subscribe, because I cover Australian personal finance and car buying strategies every single week. And drop a comment below. Are you leaning towards an EV for the FBT exemption? Or do you prefer to stick with a petrol or hybrid? I read every single comment and would love to know where you land.